So first let's look at the push operation. This is a function which performs additions into the stack. Of course, this will have one of the parameters as the input because we need to know what element we are going to input into the stack. Now, this is an input that the user will give us when we say push, because we need to know what is the element we want to add to the stack. Since we have defined the array with which we are implementing our stack as an integer, we need to accept an integer element. This function merely adds an element to the top of the stack. So it does not return anything. Therefore, it has no return type. So we will put it as void. Now, when we try to add an element to a stack, the first thing we must do is we need to check whether the stack is full. If the stack is full, there is no place for us to add this new element into the stack, and we cannot continue with our algorithm. So the first check we need to make is whether the stack is full or not. So when is the stack set to be full? The stack is set to be full when the top reaches the end of the stack. So let's see how we are going to write that condition. When we say that the top has reached the end of the array, we say that the top is equal to the last index of the array. The last index of the array can be represented by arr.length minus 1. This is because when we store 5 elements in an array, when we say the array can store 5 elements, the indexes in which they are stored are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The last index of this array, which stores 5 elements, is 4. So the last index of an array of length 5 is 4. So now we can get the last index of the array by arr.length minus 1. When top reaches the last index of the array, there is no more space in the array for another element to be added and the top to be incremented. So what do we say now? We say that the stack is full. You can provide an error message here, but we do not want to continue with the entire algorithm. So we return from the function here itself. When our program comes here, we are completely sure that the array is not full and there is opportunity for this element to be added to the stack. So the first thing we will do is we will increment the top. After having incremented the top, we are going to assign this element to the topmost element of the array. So now we can try to understand why we have initialized top to minus 1. Now let's look at trying to push an element to the stack the very first time. Now the stack is not full, so this condition will not be upheld. Now we come to this line, top plus plus. Initially, the value of top is minus 1. When we perform top plus plus, top becomes equal to 0. After this, we say array of 0 is equal to element. So the first element which is pushed into the stack is stored in array of 0, which is exactly what we want. So that is why we initialize top to -1. Now we have set array of top is equal to element and our work here is done. So the push function has been successfully written. Now we have to come to the pop function or the deletion function. When we delete an element from the stack, we don't need to accept anything from the user. So there will be no parameters. However, there will be a return type because we are going to return whatever we are going to delete from the stack. So we are going to remove the element from the stack and we are going to give that element back to the user. So the return type of pop is going to be the data type of whatever array we have in our stack. The array in our stack is of integer type. So we are going to return an integer as well. Now, before we remove any element from the stack, we need to check whether the stack is empty. If the stack is empty, there is no opportunity for us to remove an element from the stack because there are no elements in the stack. So, the first check we do is if the stack is empty. If you remember, in the very beginning when the stack is empty, top is equal to -1. This will also hold anytime the stack is empty. When the stack is empty, we do not want to continue with our algorithm, so we will return over here. When we come to this line of code, we are completely sure that the stack is not empty and there exists some elements for which we can delete from the stack. Now, what we must do to delete from the stack is, first we will store the topmost element in the stack, which we need to return to the user in a temporary variable. Now that we have stored what we need to return to the user in the temporary variable called temp, we are going to decrement top by 1. When we decrement top by 1, we mean that the stack no longer keeps track of that element, of that topmost element. By decrementing the top by 1, this is essentially deleting the last element from the stack. Now, what we must do is, we have to return what we have deleted. We can do this by returning temp. Now, if you remember, we have given the return type of this function as int. So over here, we cannot give a blank return statement. We have to return with some dummy variable. So I'm going to return -1, indicating that the stack is empty. When the stack is not empty, we store the topmost element in a variable called temp, decrement the top, indicating the stack no longer keeps track of that element, and we return the element which we have deleted. With this, we come to the end of the pop function. So now we have gone over how to start a stack object class, how to initialize it, the two important functions, push and pop, and how they work. This is how you implement a stack in a programming language like Java.